Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and I'll be starting a new intro. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at FunkiMonki's Budget Aggro Shaman. This is a supremely budget list. There's about 10 rares in here, no epics, no legendaries or anything like that. And you know me, we always love checking out these budget decks. We haven't done a budget deck series for Rastakhan's Rumble, but always love checking out these budget decks, seeing what people are doing, and you know, especially for all of you who are, you know, battling it out at rank 20, rank 15 and things like that. Decks like this are always things you should be paying attention to, because they really show just how much power you can get out of a little dust. I really like what FunkiMonki has got here. If you haven't seen generally budget aggro shaman before, usually most of them focus around being very minion focused, getting a lot of minions on board, taking control of that board, taking it away from your opponent or contesting on board, setting it up for a really big Bloodlust, which is this 5 mana spell, give all your minions +3 attack this turn. Less budget versions of this deck will also play cards like the Stormbringer, which is another fantastic card that really rewards you for this kind of go wide gameplay, transforming all your minions into random legendary minions. So to go with this kind of Bloodlust game plan, like I said, we want to go pretty wide. We've got a lot of kind of tokeny effects in here. We've got Voltaic Burst. We've got Primal Fin Totem, which is one of the better effects in here for Bloodlust. We've got Scarabeg, which when it dies can summon 3 1/1s, which is more damage than just the Scarabeg on its own if you do play Bloodlust. Ignapper as well, on death roll summon 2 1/1 Raptors. Even got a Feral Spirit, 2 minions in one, and Harvest Golem, which can kind of keep you on board. The other really interesting thing that FunkiMonki's got here that not a lot of the other aggro shaman decks were doing, even the ones with Stormbringer, is playing Storm Chaser. This is a fantastic rare from the Boomsday expansion. 4 mana 3/4, bit weak on the stats, but on Battlecry, you draw a spell from your deck that costs 5 or more. So this is always going to draw us a Bloodlust. Fits really nicely on the curve. You know, we can go 1, 2, 3, Storm Chaser, Bloodlust, try and kill our opponent real quick. Which is a fantastic kind of angle to go down. We're really going to hopefully consistently hit those Bloodlusts, and I'm really looking forward to that. The other cards in the deck that we've got here also reward a go-wide game plan. You see we've got Fungalmancer, which rewards us for having 2 or more minions. We've got Flametongue Totem as well, which really is going to help us trade quite well, trade up in that mid-game. And we've got Direwolf Alpha, which is a card that is sorely missing from a lot of budget decks, but these cards are going to be the main ways for us to trade better, get more damage in, and most importantly, kill this Scarabeg, because this Scarabeg doesn't die very easily in this deck. Some initial impressions, though, of the deck. I'd love to see this Harvest Golem maybe swapped over for a Microtech controller. That's a card that we've played with quite a lot in various aggro shaman decks, even proper, you know, non-budget versions. It's a 3 mana 2/1, but it does give you those 2 1/1 microbots, so it's a 3 mana 4/3, excellent stats, split across multiple minions. I really like Microtech control in this style of deck. And I'd also, I guess we'll take a look at Scarabeg and see how it is, but it might be the case where we have to go for something a bit more consistent, like a Knife Juggler, rather than something with a bit more upside like Scarabeg. Either way, let's jump into some games. We're certainly hoping to get some learns from this deck, see where we can kind of tweak it to make it a bit make it potentially a bit better. But hopefully it's perfect. It's a great budget deck. We're going to smash some people's faces in with this Bloodlust and get some wins or get some learns. Let's go! Alright, we're here up against the Warlock with FunkiMonki's Budget Aggro Shaman, and we've got a bit of an interesting hand here. We've got the Diamol, which is probably our best 1-drop. We've got the Storm Chaser, which guarantees us the Bloodlust. So I might send back this Voltaic Burst. Keep this Firefly, as it does give us a bit of granularity with our draw here, and a bit of potential to go wide as well. Agreed. I'm sitting at roughly 4,000 dust, so I should just do it. Yeah, you should definitely just do it. You've got plenty of time for for between the next expansion to get more dust. Craft that Thalnos. Interesting option here. If our opponent just taps, do we go for the Flame Tongue or do we go for the Totemic Call? One downside of going for the Totemic Call is if our opponent is on some kind of control Warlock and we do roll the 1/1 totem, it can be a bit detrimental. I think both of these Storm Chasers is a tad awkward. I guess we can just like coin Storm Chaser, then Storm Chaser the next turn. I was so happy to see that people stream this. Just got back into playing this. You're talking about Hearthstone or specifically budget decks? That's a pretty good draw. Not the greatest placing on the totem, but it does let us take down that Tar Creeper. See if we get Hellfired here, which is pretty likely. And if our opponent doesn't, then we definitely just step on the gas. I would consider coining out this Storm Chaser if they don't have a Hellfire. Yeah, let's do it. Ooh, probably didn't want to discard that one. Hearthstone, yeah, we do a lot of Hearthstone stuff, do a lot of streaming. We're here. Ooh, how many Happy Balls we got? 0. We stream 3 or 4 days a week, most weeks. So that should be pretty threatening to our opponent. They might try to fire off another Soulfire, maybe. Yeah, not only do we do a lot of stuff here on Twitch, we do a lot of stuff on YouTube as well. And if anyone's watching on YouTube, of course, we record everything on Twitch. You can jump over Tommy_Wave on Twitch, chuck us a follow. Might not be in the right time zone, but if you ever stop...
Morgan Davey, thank you.
Spudman, thank you for the follow. Thanks for riding the wave and joining us. What is our opponent doing? Is our opponent trying to play things as worse as they possibly can? There's the other Soulfire as well. Ooh. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Try and just set up this board for a nice thick Bloodlust. Healzoo outdated. I don't think Healzoo's outdated. I don't think the deck got any worse. I think just, especially with Warlock and Zoo, people are really into the flavor of the month. I think, that's why, the rise of Egglock and people doing that kind of different stuff. Draw last. That's a really good draw. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 3 times 4 is 12, so 18. So we can go Voltaic Burst Bloodlust. Trade 2 of the things off here. Go face with everything else. We should set ourselves up pretty well. Our opponent would have to have a pretty tremendous comeback, like probably something into Doomguard, do some trading. I remember when everyone was so salty over this deck, but now everybody's playing it. Yeah, I mean that's what happens. For every person that hates on Odd Paladin or Heal Zoo or whatever the most hated deck is, there's probably 10 more people playing the deck. So, well, this isn't lethal, but
Stormy.
certainly will be next time. Yeah, our opponent mis-sequencing things is not too great. If any of you are watching on YouTube and want to go back and have a look and see if this Happy Ghoul was in their hand the turn that they played that Fungal Enchanter.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on? You win.
He's gonna Reno. Oof, jeez, you scared me. GG's. Well played to our opponent. Unfortunately, a bit of a... I'm not sure if they just mis-sequenced things or maybe they haven't played the deck before, but I think that was a pretty good example of how we can kind of combat against other aggressive decks, but obviously our opponent not with the greatest start either. But still, GG's. Well played to our opponent. Let's get on to the next one. Alright, up here against the Mage with FunkiMonki's budget aggro shaman. Keep the Diamol. Send back the Voltaic Burst, especially without the coin. I think we're more interested in kind of curving out. We really want to hit like a Primal Fin Totem. The boy's good. The boy's good at this game.
None will survive.
Alright, now we actually have some elementals to Earthen Might, and it hits the curve really well. We can Voltaic Burst, Earthen Might, do some trading. I can't stand them in this game because of those days, just as annoying to me. Doesn't like Paladins, Divine Shield and Slash Dance. I have been a WoW Paladin from the start, and I totally understand. Jeez. Alright, so Primal Fin on the left side, because it pops things out to the right side, and we want to make sure our positioning is good for this Flame Tongue Totem. Also having 2 3-power things in play is pretty good against the Odd Mage. Maybe they just take out the 1/1 here. Coin 3.
Look how it burns.
Pyroman.
I wonder.
Is there a way we could have positioned that a bit better? I mean, we could have put the Flame Tongue on the far right. Wow. We could have put this Flame Tongue on the far right and just traded both of the the things here for it, but I think that was alright positioning. Also, kind of wanted our opponent to use their hero power to kill the Murloc rather than the Elemental, so that we could Elemental Might next turn. Or possibly just play the Scarab right next to the Flame Tongue Totem. But yeah, that was a strong start. I guess our opponent maybe just had a lot of late game stuff. They might have been on the more hand mage version and had a bunch of 7 drops, 6 drops in their hand and realized that, yeah, Primal Fin Totem, Flame Tongue, especially that early in the game, that was turn 3. That's a lot of damage. And it's pretty hard to stabilize from that. But yeah, GG's, as you can see, like, the power of the budget is real. On to the next one. Okay, here with FunkiMonki's budget shaman again. A bit of an awkward draw here. Don't really like these 3s, and I really don't like Voltaic Burst on 1. So I think I'm actually going to send everything back. Bit of an aggressive mulligan here. I really want to hit the Fireflies, the Dire Moles. Maybe a Direwolf Alpha as well. Flame Tongue Totem, of course. No 1-drop, but I think with this kind of hand, I guess we could have gotten away with Voltaic Burst because of the coin. I think it's pretty important to get on board here. We do have 2, 2, 3, 3. I don't want to get too far behind. Ugh. Okay, I'm a lot happier with that. Really didn't want to have to play a Flame Tongue Totem to trade our Direwolf Alpha for a Radiant Elemental. Feral Spirit or Harvest Golem. If we Feral Spirit, then next turn we can still play Flame Tongue Totem, which is probably what we will go for. However, if our opponent is playing like... if our opponent has Duskbreaker, it's very bad for us. So I think we'll go for the safer play, Harvest Golem. Even though I don't think that a... Also, we should have put the Harvest Golem on this side. I don't think many decks playing Radiant Elemental also play Duskbreaker. How do we cheese our opponent not playing a Duskbreaker next turn? I guess we just have to hope they don't have it, to be honest. Just gotta hope they don't have it, yeah. I guess they could have Mass Hysteria this turn, yeah. Hope for a good one. Not bad. Not the worst. Once again, we're kind of regretting this positioning conundrum. We don't want to play this Feral Spirit because we can't Bloodlust next turn if we do. We can Voltaic Burst though. Alright, let's go. See if they have another Mass Hysteria. Otherwise this Bloodlust is going to, 6 minions. 6 times 3 is 18. Shadow Visions? That can't find you a Mass Hysteria you can play. Oh, can't find Spirit Lash though. Yuck. Okay. Still get to keep that pressure up. 2, 4, 6, 8 plus 15. Yeah, once again, we put lethal in play. And then it's gone. If our opponent has like the Primordial Drake here, I will. Like, I think, especially for a deck like this, you might beat one Mass Hysteria or one Duskbreaker or something like that, but a Mass Hysteria, Spirit Lash, and Psychic Scream? Ugh. Come on, opponent. Be out of gas, please. Hey, Earthen Might's pretty good here. On the leftmost one. Sure. Take what we can get. Alright, opponent. Do your worst. It's probably Cloning Gallery. I've been playing on casual with Sand Drudge in Lyra's place, just because it's probably the most fun I've had playing a deck. Yeah. Consider playing the... Are you playing the version with the Seance... Seance test subject Topsy-Turvy? because that version is real fun. Really fun. And you don't really need Lyra to go off, but you do need Dragon Soul. Ah. I think we're pretty dead, folks. Yeah, even if we hit like Bunglemancer, which is probably our best draw. I legit had no idea what this card was. I was like looking at the deck list. I'm like, not a lot of good draws. And then this card art that I've never seen before shows up. I've never seen a Spirit Wolf not in play. I've never actually looked at the art for a Spirit Wolf. So weird in my hand. Anyway, well played to our opponent. It's definitely a downside of playing an aggressive deck like this versus an aggressive deck like Odd Paladin, where Odd Paladin has so much grindy potential. A lot of Warlock decks have it as well. I think that's why they're kind of the premier aggressive decks, where even though you can throw so much at your opponent because of the Odd Paladin hero power, because of the Warlock hero power to draw you into more gas, you're always going to be deploying things, and you're a threat way later into the game than a lot of these other decks where, as you can see, our opponent had 4 different board clears, and I don't think we can ever really hope to beat that, especially without any kind of Lava Burst or Doom Hammer, any of the Burn Shaman-y type cards. But still, we had an excellent performance. We had an excellent day out with the budget aggro Shaman. The highlight definitely being that that Odd Mage conceding on turn 3. It really shows you the power. I think I wasn't too impressed with Harvest Golem. I think Microtech Controller would definitely be I think I would just prefer Microtech Controller. The Scarab Egg, I'm still on the fence about, but I think it can stay here for now until we get a bit more data behind it. But it did seem that between the Dire Wolf Alpha, Flame Tongue Totem, Earthen Might, Bloodlust, we had enough things to kind of interact with our Scarab Egg in a positive way. But yeah, other than that, if you're a budget player and you really liked this deck, I'd recommend checking out any of the other videos that we have on Aggro Shaman, on Burn Shaman, anything like that, as those are reasonable decks to kind of upgrade this deck into. If you want to spend a little bit of dust and have a nice powerful Shaman deck, and mostly as well, if you want to be casting the old Stormbringer, well, this is the deck to do it in. So big shout out to FunkiMonki for sharing the deck. Always appreciate these budget decks and people sharing those around, because it really does help out quite a lot of people. If you are watching on YouTube, of course, all the links are down in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Jump over there, give FunkiMonki a +1. Let him know what you think of the deck, especially if you try the deck and you have some feedback or you've had some success. Definitely leave that in the comments section below. You can also find my links over to Twitter, that's the best place to catch me, at Tommy_Wave, or to Twitch, the other T social media, which we are Tommy_Wave on there as well. Come hang out in the chat whilst we play some sweet games next time. But yeah, until next time, stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich, and bring the storm. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.